So I'll admit it, I was actually kind of rooting for Red One to work. See, I love the Christmas season, but I feel like in recent years it's become more about nostalgia than the actual holiday. Most of the music we listen to has been in the same rotation for at least 2 decades. You know that one song we all dread? Yeah, that turns 30 this year, and it's considered one of the newer hits. And as for Christmas movies, it feels like we're stuck in a never-ending cycle. Every time a new one comes out that's legitimately good, it gets kind of memory holed in favor of the same lineup we've had since Love Actually premiered on cable and those Elf 24-hour marathons started. Remember Klaus? The first Christmas Chronicles? Spirited? These were good. And recent, but folks don't really talk about them. So whenever somebody tries to make a legit Christmas movie and not just another Hallmark flick, I'm rooting for it on some level. Speaking of which, I'd also like for Chris Evans to have more to do in his post-Captain America career, but outside of Knives Out, that hasn't really panned out. And as for The Rock, yes, the failed attempt to take over the DCEU and the recent stories about his on-set behavior have created a slow-moving car crash that I can't look away from. But I've still been holding out hope that he'll turn things around, because when he's good, he's damn good. Look no further than his ongoing run as the final boss in WWE if you need an example. And the fact that he's in Benny Safdie's next A24 film shows he's at least open to more challenging roles. I was crossing my fingers that Red One wouldn't be one last helping of slop we'd have to endure before getting something more interesting next year. Unfortunately, slop is the perfect word to describe Red One. This is an empty, lifeless waste of 2 hours. The story sees Santa Claus, played by J.K. Simmons, get kidnapped from the North Pole just before Christmas. Johnson, playing Santa's head of security and personal trainer, is forced to recruit Evans' cynical hacker Jack O'Malley to help find and rescue Santa and save Christmas. Let's get the positives out of the way, since God knows there aren't many. J.K. Simmons, good pick for Santa. They got the guy that played Tormund from Game of Thrones to be Krampus, and the prosthetics they used for his costume are the one time the movie looked like it used some of that $250 million budget. And they got Nick Kroll to do a funny voice there for a minute. That's about it. The biggest problem, far and away, is how the movie uses Dwayne. This is directed by Jake Kasdan, the guy that managed to bring us 2 pretty good Jumanji films, but somehow forgot the golden rule of casting The Rock. If you're going to use him, don't have him be the straight man. When he's allowed to be silly, he gets to show off some of the charisma that made him a star in the first place. When you don't have him be the serious one, you get Pain and Gain, Central Intelligence, Moana, and the better recent Fast and Furious movies. But when you forget that rule, you get Hercules, Red Notice, and Black Adam. Instead of the most electrifying man in entertainment, we have an exposition homunculus. And every attempt at banter between him and Evans, playing a role that I have to imagine was pitched at Ryan Reynolds at some point, lands like a wet fart. The action isn't interesting, even when it's straight up stealing notes from Ant-Man. Neither is the villain reveal. The subplot involving Krampus drags for too long, and the message about Christmas has been done immensely better elsewhere. Look, this thing was made by Amazon. My guess is that it was originally made to just drop on Prime in December, but the budget ballooned to where they thought they might be able to earn some money back with a theatrical release. Don't bother with it now, and when someone in your family tries to put it on during Christmas next month, just recommend them one of these instead. You'll have a better time. Thanks for watching.